Welcome to Fool's Key Tarot. I'm Ben, and this is a daily reading for Wednesday, May 28th, 2025. Let's see what the cards have in store for us today. First, the King of Cups. This can be a mediator, maybe like a lawyer or even a judge, somebody who manages other people's opinions or feelings and might even find a compromise, all while maintaining undisturbed themselves. Next, the Two of Wands. This is a card that can indicate mastery and dominion, maybe even domination. But there's also a sense of planning your next move. And after taking over something, wondering what's next. Finally, the Page of Wands. This is a card of starting a fresh journey and looking at a new goal and asking yourself, is this something I want to spend time and energy on? So after the Two of Wands, where you've already succeeded at something, I think the Page of Wands is wondering about that next step. You've been there, you've done that. Now here's a new idea. Here's a new direction to go in. And in particular, it's not just the next stage of the journey that you're on. The Page of Wands is going to represent a whole new objective or goal that you're working towards. So it's not that you finish one step and say, what is the next step? Instead, it's I've accomplished my goal. What is the next goal that I'm going to start working towards? So with these cards today, I'm seeing that you are coming to the end of some objective. Probably you have succeeded at it, but you might also be deciding that it's no longer worth pursuing. The Two of Wands is about mastery, and that mastery sometimes means knowing what should be left behind or cut out of your life. And so if you have failed at this objective, it's not because you still want it and are just unable. Instead, it's you've realized that it's not worth the effort or the energy, and that instead you should be directing it somewhere else. And the Page of Wands card represents that new direction that you are considering. You haven't decided yet whether or not you're going to chase that new goal, but you're starting to look at what your next horizon is, and you've seen one possible option at least, maybe more than one option, but you've seen one specific new choice that you're curious about right now. It's exciting, but you're also a little worried about if it's going to be as impactful as your last objective. And if your last objective did go well, you're worried that this one might not go as well. And if your last objective you had to give up before completing it, you're carrying that around now and you're worried that the next idea might also end in this unsatisfying way. So you're at this moment where you finished one thing and you're looking on to the next and trying to decide what the next will be. Now, with the King of Cups over here, I think that you have a lot of people or factors that are pulling you in different directions, asking you to chase this thing or to use your skill or your power to go after that thing. And these could be represented by different people who all have different demands or desires of you. It could also be different parts of yourself or different parts of your life that are pulling you in different directions. Maybe you're not sure if your next objective should be more related to your career or to your personal life or to some other area of your life. And we only have so many hours in the day and we only have so much energy to spend. And so if you're going to double down on one area, that necessarily means giving up something somewhere else. So whether it's within yourself or from external people or a combination of the two, I think that there's a lot of different things pulling you in different directions. And that's why you're feeling hesitant over this new direction. You're interested in it. There's something about it that's grabbed your attention, but you're also hesitant. And I think it's due to these various factors. In fact, with these two wand cards and then this cup card over here, I'm thinking that maybe you feel a sense of excitement or passion towards this new direction, but at the same time, some of your emotions are holding you back. You might be worried at the same time that you're excited. You might also have a nagging feeling that there's something wrong or off about this new direction. And so you've got a combination of conflicting emotions. There's excitement because of the wands, but then there's also a feeling that you don't understand as well, or that conflicts with that excitement. It could be worry, it could be just a sense of foreboding, or a sense that even if this is an enticing option, maybe it's not the best choice for you. And so you have conflicting internal emotions as well as these internal or external factors that are pulling you in multiple directions. But the good news is with the King of Cups, even though many different things come to him and try to pull him this way or that, he's a very stable card. He knows how to deal with all of these things and not become overwhelmed or too distracted by them. And so even though you have all these things pulling at you, I think that you have the ability to sort through them. It might take some time. It will require some patience, but you can go through each of these different directions and analyze them and feel out which is going to be the best. And while these many different factors will be somewhat confusing in the short term, you're going to be able to keep a cool head during this process, and you have the kind of emotional maturity that is needed to come to a conclusion about which direction will be the best for you and whether or not this new one that has caught your eye is actually wise to follow or not. That doesn't mean that clarity is going to come soon, but it does mean that you are prepared to deal with all of these different factors and come to the best decision. So you don't need to try to cut away factors or simplify the problem. You don't need to try to make these external forces stop pulling on you. You can handle it. It might be a lot. It might feel overwhelming at times, but you are prepared to take all of this information in, especially coming off of your last project, which even if it wasn't ultimately successful, you gained some skill or knowledge while you did it, and now you are more prepared for your next thing. And especially being armed with that, you are going to be able to eventually determine the right direction, whether or not it is this new one that has caught your eye. But you should take your time. The King of Cups is a patient card. He waits and he listens. He lets everyone say their piece and then makes the ultimate determination. And so that is the energy that you need to channel right now in order to come to the best decision, but rely on your last experience and the wisdom that you gained, and trust your own ability to sort through your emotions in time. Emotions can be complex and take a while to sort through. If you cannot make sense of your emotions right now, that doesn't mean they're not going to click into place later. So trust the process, trust yourself, trust your past, and you are going to be able to make the right decision about whether or not to follow this new path. And if it's not this one, you're going to be able to determine which is the best one for you. So if you enjoyed this reading, then subscribe to see more. And if you'd like to learn about tarot cards or try some of my online guided readings, then head on over to foolskey.com where you can check that out. Thanks for watching and see you tomorrow.